Alrighty. Cool. Oh, I see. Whatever. Good enough. Oh no, this thing is here. I hate when that happens. It's like impossible to go away. Hmm. Anyhow, what's going on, DT? How you doing? Let's get a watch list together real fast. There we go. So we got AMC's obviously going batshit insane. BCTX, we can add BCTX. MITO. SLNO, BB. So it looks like Wall Street Bets tickers are still going pretty hard. TRCH. NVCN. Damn, that's actually quite a lengthy list comparatively. I usually don't have this many names on the list, but that's a good problem to have. It just means that things are doing all right. Okay, let's see. Oh, start at the top here, I guess. Based on percent change. Oh, no. There we go. Okay. All right. That looks better. That looks better. Let's look at BCTX. That looks pretty good, actually. Not bad. It's definitely a news play, that's for sure. So that would have been the move right here. Double bottom even at 590. Joker, what's up? Yeah, I'm always here this early. I always start hella early. Breast cancer news? That's cool. That's good stuff. Sorry, I'm looking at Twitch clips from the cat channel last night. Let's see. My option expiration notice shouldn't be for another day, right? 2 days even. Fucking whatever. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, actually, this is a good point. Thank you, by the way, Real. But I also need to make sure that I can trade today. I put a couple $100 into a separate account, just in case I need to not trade on my main one. I guess like when I moved over to margin, it's like, all right, don't touch it for like a little bit while it gets switched over. Let me go take a look. Yep. 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 Yeah, so I still only have, yeah, $25,275. Hooray! Fucking we did it. But I have to wait for like all those trades to settle. Well, they were options, so they settle overnight. But I have to wait for, yeah, after applying to change your account type, it'll take approximately 6 business days. During this time, you will not be able to trade or make a withdrawal. Okay. So what am I supposed to fucking do? I guess I could like paper trade, but you know, the issue with paper trading is that it's, how should I say this? Fucking lame. But no, the big thing is most of the time paper trading is delayed. Like it's not. I wouldn't mind paper trading for the week, just. But it's always hella delayed. Oh, are you on what brokerage is this? Is this E-Trade or something? Yeah, so generally those wicks, I can go look at the 1 minute chart for you real quick. Generally, those types of wicks are indicative of brokerage related situations. So usually those, when you see crazy wicks like that, it's usually just a bad plotting on the chart from some anomaly on the tape that the broker saw that didn't actually go through. They used to happen to me a lot in DOS and after hours. Oh, Interactive Brokers, are you from Canada then? Oh yeah, I guess we can continue looking through these, right? Let's move on to the next, shall we? I don't usually trade in pre-market anyways, so I'm you know, I'll thumb through these just to see if anything looks, you know, decent, but yeah, I mean that doesn't look terrible, I guess, but generally speaking, I like to play stocks that are in an uptrend only. So AMC obviously is on the table today. Excuse me. I don't know that I would be interested in playing it pre-market though, because this thing really does whatever the hell it wants. I've come to find out. Bro. Yeah, that's better, I guess. The 10 can be small because it's so narrow, but the 5 is actually pretty damn important. Anyways, AMC, yeah, looks good. BlackBerry. Yeah, I mean, I guess that also looks pretty good. That's in an overall uptrend, I would say. Jesus. The issue with trends like this is that they're so damn narrow. Let's say we wanted to do it like this. Something like that. And that looks fine. But that would mean that in order to incorporate some kind of trendline support, you'd be looking at areas probably in this range to make a zone with. We'll call it here. Ooh, that's actually probably a little too low. Let's try this again. Probably. Yeah, that's probably better. Not by a lot, though. This one needs to come up. Yeah, sure. That's what I would look to play on. No, this one needs to come up as well. Yeah, I would be looking to play somewhere around this. But only, like right at the open. And the issue with that is that technicals sometimes just get completely washed out because the volume at the open is just so ridiculous. Yeah, morning, guys, morning. Yeah, do they front you a portion if you make a deposit? You mean on like Weeble? Oh yeah, yes. Yeah, they do. So like if I want to trade, I can trade with my little tiny account and just take a couple of shares or whatever. That's fine. It's just, you know, trade into trade at that point, though. Maybe I'll look into some more options. More option heavy plays. I don't know. Let's take a peeky. So, yeah, BlackBerry looks alright. Okay, that doesn't look good. That, meh. So Invis actually looks pretty decent here. The volume is rather light though. That's like the only big issue I see is that volume looks a little light. You'd be looking for a damn, that's a little bit too high, I would think. Fuck off. Yeah, I mean, you'd be looking like down here. Cool. Let's see what else we got. OEG. This actually isn't terrible. Simply because, like, if it can, the reason it's not awful is because you can actually utilize, if it continues to sell off into the range of 645 down to, you know, 527 or whatever. Probably not that low, but maybe more along the lines of like yeah, probably around here. If you can continue to sell off and then trade within this range, that's pretty dope because you can use a lot of price action from the previous days, highs and lows, and areas of consolidation and stuff to usually draw some pretty decent hypothesis. Usually, with all that extra price action, because it would be trading in the same range as it did yesterday, you can usually have some pretty decent bounce opportunities in there. But we'll see. But I think that's everything, right? Oh, fuck. AMC looks good. BlackBerry looks good. BCTX looks good. I don't know that I'd be interested in playing this until, after the open. Simply because, this is your typical pre-market or after-hours news shape, in my opinion. You just get one launch up, and then it just trades sideways, and it gets smaller as it trades sideways, and it just wedges, and then it eventually just falls flat. Like, it either goes crazy at the open, or it sells off all day. I mean, that's really what we gotta wait for now, unless some unusual volume shows up to start, pushing the chart in a decent direction here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could play the potential triple bottom range on that for sure. The decent thing about playing, double, triple bottoms and stuff like that is that you can usually have your stop like really quickly whether or not it's failed, because it shouldn't break below this level. So if it comes down to like 580, you can immediately stop out and be like, yep, didn't work. Good try. So it's like I like plays where the risk is very defined. Like, it's very, very obvious when it's wrong. You don't have to hold on. No longer using Thinkorswim for charting. I'm trying to get used to Webull here, simply because, that's what I've moved my my money into, because I do so much trading from my phone, and Thinkorswim's mobile platform is dog shit. But I'm considering still using Thinkorswim for charting and then just using Webull for executions. I don't know. It's just such a pain in the ass to use Webull because it's not nearly as fluid as Thinkorswim, in my opinion. Oh yeah, I don't mind the full or versus partial horizontal lines as much. I do like the fact that you can set hotkeys to draw. I don't know if you can do that and you probably can do that in Thinkorswim. But I like the execution hotkeys a lot for Webull. Thinkorswim doesn't have hotkeys for stop losses and stuff like that, which sucks. I don't know if Webull does either, but Webull definitely has a little bit more accessible hotkeys, which is crazy to me because hotkeys kick ass, and I can't believe Thinkorswim is lacking in that department so heavily. I figured that they would absolutely be kicking ass with as much user feedback and stuff as they take on. I figured that somebody would have developed some kind of hotkey, mechanism for them already, but I guess not. That's wild to me, though. I mean, hotkeys are so nice. Getting used to the hotkeys on DOS was kick-ass. Maybe when I go full-time, I'll move my money over to Thinkorswim. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Figured I could at least try to get used to this. I just wish that it was... you know, it definitely needs a few more bells and whistles on Webull, I think, in order for it to be, like, you know, really competitive. Yeah, so it looks like the stonks are going crazy today. The blackberries, blackberries and AMCs and yada yada yada. GameStop, I think, is doing well. Let me take a look. Yeah, more or less the same. Damn, GameStop's getting close to 300 again. That's so stupid, man. What a world. What an absolute silly world we're in right now. Looking through some news here on my phone. Let's see if yeah, I don't really like that. When you place orders, do you place them in dollars or amount of shares? In amount of shares. In amount of shares for sure. So I guess that we can talk about that real quick. That's I'm a little bored, so I would like to. It's a good question. So yeah, generally speaking, what'll happen is, let's say I assess a zone like this. My stop loss would probably be down here. So within this zone, I'll probably do 4 bids, right? Let's say that my, so this is about a 20-cent stop loss. Let's say that if my account was $10,000 and I was risking 1% max per trade, I have to make this distance from bottom of my zone to my stop loss worth 1%. So that would be $100 in this example, right? So in order for that to be equal to $100, I can only take 500 shares. So knowing that, I will come up here and put, let's say, 100 shares at the very top of my zone. Maybe another 100 right here. Maybe another 100 right here, and then 200 at the bottom, right? That way, by the time that it fills them all, my average is somewhere close to like the bottom third. You could also, just to get a better average, could only do 3 bids, to where you did like 100 up here, 100 up here, and then like 300 down here. Now the issue with that is, while it does give you a better average, your entire zone has to get filled in order for you to have like a decent move. Otherwise, you're only in with, 100 to 200 shares, which is, great. Still, you can still make decent little money off of it, but you'll find that depending on the heat of the market, like in hotter markets, I'll spread my bids a little bit more evenly because I want to take advantage of more moves without having to be filled in full. But in slower markets, I'll put the bulk of my orders at the bottom of my zone to prioritize better averages as opposed to more trades. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, when I make my bids, they're always in shares. So it'll be like 100, 100, 100, 200, or whatever, based on my max position size. How long am I trading today? I'm only trading today until about 9:30 Central Time. So, yeah, about 2 hours. Generally at about 8:15 Central Time, I'll go shower and wait for the open to, kind of settle. 10 to 15 minutes after the open, I usually look to take my first couple trades. But I might shower early today since, yeah, I'm just trading with a small account anyways. It's not as big a deal. We can maybe trade the open, see if there's anything we like. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem, man. Welcome. Oh, how many years? I'm sorry. I've been trading since March of 2020, so about a year and a few months. Legend of Dragoon speedruns. Oh man, I would love to get back to Legend of Dragoon one day. That game kicks so much ass. On Heaty, huh? Let's high tide. Let's see. HITI, right? Interesting. They are definitely what is that, 2 days of gapping up? That's pretty crazy. Damn, that's a significant gap up too. That does look pretty interesting. I would like to look at what the the 50 period moving average looks like. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know that I would play this, intraday, obviously, without any kind of volume, but it does almost look as if, what the fuck is that? Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy looking. It's just gapped up so significantly. Yeah, these areas look pretty good. If it happens to break... If it gets over 1092, it's got like significant upside. That's a big one. It's if you can get over 1092, it looks like I'm sorry, 1092. So it looks like it did. It just those gap ups scare me, right? Because like magnets, they always want to stocks always want to fill the gaps. And it's obviously better if you want to fill the gap coming up from the downside, but so like let's go look over here, right? We got some gap up, comes down to fill the gap. Gap up, comes down to fill the gap. Gap down, gap up, gap up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple days of selling off. Now, if that was the case, you could look to, you know, get in at the bounce of the 50 period moving average after the gap fill. Expect for solid support right there for the continuation up. If the news really is good and it continues to sell off today. So you could look to get an entry close to like the $9 mark, I'd imagine. Or $8.50 or so. Oh, long hold. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, is that what it is then? Yeah, so that, I mean, that's significant news. Sent it up almost $3. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I as far as like let's look at their fundamentals really quick. What is this, a cannabis stock, I assume? Oh, yep. It is a cannabis stock. They have a bunch of uplisting as well. Yeah. That's exactly what I was about to say. They have a bunch of real solid news in the set, except Canopy. Canopy lost like 600 million in revenue or some shit like that. It's crazy. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm personally very pro cannabis legalization for medicinal or recreational or whatever. So I'm always a little bit more biased in the sense that, like, I really personally think that eventually cannabis stocks are, you know, going to be worth a lot more. The question is just how long are you willing to park that capital? I think that if you put, you know, money into weed, airlines, or cruise lines right now, or finance, I think the finance sector is pretty nutty as well. And you put it into any of those, in 10 years, you're going to have more money than you started with. The question is, like, how much capital can you park, and what are the returns going to be, obviously, but... Yeah. I'm looking at their cash burn and everything, and I'm like, I mean, this all looks good, but lately that doesn't really matter a whole lot. Especially with, Wall Street Bets doing what it does. Hey, Baytrade, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for, yeah, of course. Sorry, I'm not as great a like I only trade intraday, so my mind for long-term holds and stuff like that is definitely not as experienced or well equipped as some of the other more talented traders on the Momo floor and stuff. They're really good at, you know, overnight swings, things like that. I'm just so impatient. BTX, somebody mentioned in chat over here. Don't you see? I'm the opposite. I feel like I have a bit more control over what happens intraday than I do, you know, swings and stuff, and that makes me scared. Yeah, dude, this stock is something else, man. I'm not gonna watch it now, but we'll watch it into the. We'll watch it a little bit later in the day and see what happens. Oh, we need to get rid of that 50 period moving average. I really like for long-term trades, looking at dailies, the 200 and the 50 period moving average. But I'm not crazy about. I'm not crazy about 50 period moving average intraday. Sometimes I use it on large caps. Institutions, big traders, banks and such, they really like to use the 200 and the 50 when it comes to swing trades. Any stock that comes down to interact with their 200 SMA is usually a pretty good sign for that institutions will take it long. And then they usually scale out profits with the interaction to the 50 period moving average. That's what I was taught by some people who do some overnights and swings and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, oh, cool. Here's the zone fill on BlackBerry. Let's see what. Obviously, I didn't take any positions or place any bids. But let's assume we did. We'd be in probably 2 of 4 bids right now. And let's assume we did a 500 shares. So that we'd be in 200 shares right about now. Our average would be 1328. So in order for our limit orders to get filled, you have to have the ask come below whatever your limit buy is. Sometimes it can come just to it and you can get filled, but it's not guaranteed. The only way you're guaranteed to get a fill is if the ask comes down below wherever your bids are. So let's see if it if it wants to fill in more of my imaginary orders or turn against me. Or I'm sorry, go in the direction of the trade. What time is it? 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's got time. Generally, because I don't trade pre-market or the open, I'll try to not hold positions real close to the bell. Sometimes though stuff runs right before the bell, and you know, you can get decent moves off of it. But yeah, I don't really try to take advantage of stuff like that. Pre-market scares the shit out of me. It's so illiquid. especially on, you know, it'd be different if it's like AMC or things that are moving with like, you know, daily levels of volume. But what am I thinking as this, or are you talking about that heaty? Let's go look for the gap down. And hey, next leg up. I'm happy to do it, my friend. Oh, AMC. Hey. Yeah, AMC. I don't. I would love to trade it, but I'm not cool with where it's at right now. That's for sure. Let's. Oops. Damn it. Let's go. I'm gonna draw some lines here on AMC. Let's see what we can find. Yeah, I guess that would have been the move if you really wanted to catch this bounce. It's at trendline support. Kind of, I guess. Not really. Let's see. I'm gonna draw a new one. Yeah, I guess you guys can't see this right now, but I would expect AMC to come down to like that seems a little too low. Yeah. Hey, look, you would have had a decent trade if you had, oh shit, you meant BB. Okay, no problem. You would have had a decent trade here if you, yeah, if you, what is that, 20 cents or so? Not a bad little scalp if you did take trades in this zone. I can't fucking trade today, so I'm just kind of watching. BTX could be a symphony. Well, BTX is hospitality. If I'm, oh no, it's not. It's therapeutics. It's therapeutics. What is? Is BCTX therapeutics as well? See. So yeah, that would have actually been a decent little trade right there if you took this trade and did your bids. Assume you'd be filled in up here. Could have sold it on this little poppy. Got 20 cents or so. That's pretty good. BTX is a crazy stock. It does some wild shit. It's one of those stocks that if it runs, it's gonna run crazy. Okay. Oh, look at that. Wow, that would have been a great trade. Yeah, that would have been a good trade. So that was my price target right here. That was that line. So you would have been out in full. That's about 18 to 55. 35-cent move, 36-cent move. Last time we ran on, are you talking about BTX? Yeah, BTX is a different animal. BTX and ANVS were both different animals, man. Wonder what ANVS is doing right now. Damn, it's actually still quite expensive. Yeah, I remember this day. That was some crazy shit. It was in the, it started off at like 30 bucks, went almost all the way up to 100. Yeah, it was nuts. And BTX did something similar. It was like BTX for like every day would go do some crazy shit. That was a fun week. But yeah, it scares the heck out of me because of it. Both of those stickers do. They were on some wild shit. Gasp. My drawing tool was busted there. That's okay, I fixed it. Alright, sorry, I had to get my dogs dealt with. Can we get a behind the back 3 today? Yeah, maybe. Let's see. That would be nice. Although the BlackBerry trade was a pretty good one. All right. I mean, I didn't actually take it because yeah, I'm just watching today. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm actually, I think, gonna go shower now so that I can be here for the bell. Usually, I shower during the bell so that I'm not tempted to trade it. But today, since I'll be trading just like a tiny little cash account that I loaded up because I have to wait for my main account to get moved from cash to margin. No, I guess I can be here for the open. There's no reason not to be. What do we want to put up here on this one? PTIX. Guess we can do BlackBerry there as well. Nice. I'm not 100% sure that Weeble's that Weeble's VWAP is factors in. I don't know. For some reason, I remember VWAP on Weeble being different than it was on Thinkorswim. Oh well, either way. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go shower. I will be back in like 10 to 15 minutes or something like that. So I'll leave this up here for you guys to watch. Yeah, I'll be back here in a little bit. I have returned. Let's see what we got here. Blackberry's selling off before the open. Nice. Gonna take a look at that, I guess. AMC is looking like it might fall into the zone that we made earlier. That would be dope. That would be dope. All right. It has begun. So AMC immediately fill in this zone 37, 14 to 36. I would like to see trend line support hold at 35.80. Let's see if we take this trade right here. We could do some. The fuck? All right, so it would have bounced off that threshold there. 35.60 trend line support. That's where we'll have our stop. And the zone is actually quite large. Let's see, VVPR. Oops. So that AMC trade would have been huge. That's a great trade. That AMC trade is a great trade. Great trade to start the morning. Is it going to continue upwards? Perhaps. You would look for this trend line support to be tested again. You're going to want to wait for it to come down, I think. I would like to see this next short-term time frame candle kind of sell off down here. That way this candle could give some body back. And then rest down here, the trend line support. At the break of trend line support, we could then watch for a secondary rally, assess if it's a lower high, and consider taking positions against the ticker at that point. You could have sold up here, taken this zone a second time. For another $2 move. I mean, you can make your whole day on those 2 trades right there. That's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. All right, let's see. AMC. Damn, what a move. Okay. Let's see. So AMC, that would have been 2 good trades you could have had right there, real quick, right back to back. I'm gonna be looking to not trade now. Instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna assess everything else I'm seeing here. Let's thumb through some of these other names and see what we got. Maybe we'll do some small options here. So BTX is looking like it's coming down, bouncing off the 200. That's okay. NVCN selling off. TRCH kind of rebounded a little bit. BlackBerry selling off. AMC is looking to rally. So this will be a big test on the AMC. Can it get over the 20 SMA? I think it does. I mean, you have a strong wick right here. You got the VWAP supporting this stock, or the candles at this point. Trendline support is still active. I would like to see it kind of bounce between these two before a breakout to the upside. Now, if you did get in right here, you could take half profit up here at this resistance. Raise your stop to break even and just watch as this takes place. And if it does break down to the downside, you lose nothing. If it breaks up to the upside, you have a big win on your hands. So it's very very low risk setup here, regardless of the probability, which is nice. BlackBerry is looking less than impressive. SLNO is actually doing quite well. Let's go take a look at that. SLNO. So SLNO, if I were to look to take a trade, it would have been probably in this range here. Maybe a little higher. Maybe this range here. I have a defined stop at this level. I'm just not sure. The ticker is so small, like the action is so small that I'm not 100 on it, that's for sure. Let's see what else we got. MITO selling off, so we'll go ahead and remove anything that's in a downtrend from the watch list. Just don't have time for downtrends. Don't have time. BTX I'm gonna not trade just because I don't feel like it. BCTX will keep on. MViz will keep on. AMC will definitely keep on. OEG we can remove. OEG we can remove. All right, so there you go. Boom, what a breakout. You're looking at a $2 move. You could have taken over a $2 move, $2.50 here. You could have reloaded in the zone again and taken another $2 move. You could have been up, look for it to interact with some key resistance areas here. I would say probably this area next, 39.06. This, yep, right where it's at. See it pop over that, interact with the 200. Boom, you could have taken a fat fucking trade on that one. Yeah, that was a really good trade. All right, cool. So this is actually ideal right here on SLNO. I would like to see SLNO continue to make new highs, and then we're gonna want to assess a zone right here. SLNO 1.3 down to 1.24. MDJH is halting. MDJH is halting. Let's take a look at why. Oh, it halted down. Well, that's who gives a shit. I sure don't. Let's see how high AMC can go here. And this is pretty much my main watches right now until some other things start to form some better levels. I'm not 100% convinced on this. I would like to see it break back above the trend and close there on the higher time frame. That way I know that it's got continued momentum up. Right now it's treating this trend as resistance, which tells me that it has a high likelihood of all day fading if it can't come up here to close. So no position on this one. We'll just be watching for that trend line respect. Hey Yeti, thank you so much for thank you for subbing, my friend. Okay. So that's good right here. That's good. That's what we want to see. We want yeah, we want a MC to come up here. I'm sorry, MViz to come up here. It needs to break this 1925 threshold though, in order for it to have, you know, that really solid continued momentum. It's choppy as all hell, so oh damn, AMC rejecting, which means this could be a good dip opportunity for BB as well. Well, no, that's right, BlackBerry is selling off today, isn't it? So far at least. So we'll continue to watch SLNO, we'll continue to watch AMC here. I mean, still, if you took these entries and you held through all of this, you'd still be up over $1, $2. That's crazy. That's crazy. What a fucking trade. What a trade. So yeah, this is what we'll be watching mainly here. You could have a pretty well-defined stop. Shoot, 3 cents is not going to be enough. Give it that much space. Shoot for up here, shoot for high day. So you're looking at a 12-cent upside to a 7 or 8 cents downside. BCTX did haul. What the fuck? You know what that reminds me of? Oh, look at that. Look at that move. Brilliant. We'll go look at BCTX real quick. So you know what BCTX reminds me of is OEG from yesterday. It's kind of giving me that vibe. Where it just kind of traded sideways. But if you notice at the same time that it's, you know, creating these higher lows, I'd be interested to see when it gets all the way over here. Yo, fuck off. What the interaction ends up being like in this range as it continues upwards. I think the halt, unfortunately, is going to kill a lot of the momentum. Does BCTX have 615 touch would have been the perfect entry? Yeah, you could have taken... see, I'm not crazy about things that trade sideways like that. You could have had a low risk entry. Yeah, right around, you know, the support down to there. And that would have allowed you to capture that move perfectly, actually. So if you used pre-market support level right here, that would be 629 down to these support levels here, 611. That would have caught you on this fill here, which would have been, yeah, that would have been the move for sure. For sure. Will be interesting to watch though. Damn, SLNO gave us no pullbacks. She said later. So now with these new highs, we have to reassess where we want our zones to be, right? So I still want to use pre-market high. I feel like anytime zones can utilize pre-market, well, it's not really pre-market high, but this key pre-market level. Anytime zones can utilize those, I feel that they have a higher probability than not. So I think that the best zone for us would be right around this range. You could have a defined stop down here at the failure of this trend. And, you know, you could have defined profit targets up here. So that's a 10-cent upside to a 5-cent downside, a good 2-to-1 right there. 134 to 130 now. Yeah, well that's actually most people's biggest weakness, at least starting out. Like, you know, you always want to be in a trade, right? Like, you always want to be, you feel like if you're not in a trade, you're missing out on an opportunity to make money, right? Well, it takes forever. It took me forever personally to get to the point where I was like, just wait, you know, just wait. And if you get filled, great. It's going to be a good trade because you waited to get filled at a good spot. And if you don't, you just, you know, nothing bad happens. It took me forever to get to that mindset because for the longest time I was like, okay, yeah, this looks good enough. And I would look for like any indicator or strategy or idea that would like verify in that moment. Yeah, this is worth jumping in. But eventually once I started doing large caps and Tesla was eating my lunch, I realized that, like, I looked at I was like, I bet it pulls back to, 650 here. And I was like, well, I don't want to wait just in case it doesn't. So I got in at like 645, and then it pulled back to 650 and stopped me out. And I was like, well, I knew it was going to pull back to 650. I literally knew that was going to happen. Why did I not just wait? And, there's no real easy way to say, this is what you do to make that better. I'm a big believer in data crunching. So what I do, there's a website called TraderVue, TraderVue. And TraderVue is dope because you can auto import through your brokerage all your trades for the day, and it catalogs them and organizes them and stuff like that, right? So then what I do afterwards is I go through them all, and you can like put notes on there, and it gives you all the data on win rate, average hold time for winners, average hold time for losers, all that kind of stuff, right? And I love it because when I go to look at it, I will then make a note, yeah, this was an ascending triangle. This was a bull flag. This was a, head and shoulders, whatever. And I can actually put data to the pattern I took or the setup that I took. And then afterwards, I can go and look and be like, okay, well, over the past 100 trades, I've had a 30% win rate on, bear flags. But I got an 80% win rate on ascending triangle. That way next time I see a bear flag, I'm going to be like, you know what? Not really my best setup. But next time I see an ascending triangle, I'm going to be a lot more comfortable taking that move and waiting for it to come to be because I know that my win rate is generally good there. So I feel like just having information is most of the battle there. Knowing what you're capable of when you wait for those setups will give you more comfort. Like until I started doing my pullback style and strategy and all that, I wasn't really sure like what I was good at. And once I realized like, yeah, if I wait for X, Y, and Z to happen, I do well more often than not because, that's where, that's what I'm good at. And knowing what you're good at and having the data to back it up, whether it just be, subconsciously or what have you, will give you a lot of confidence moving forward and a lot of patience because you'll be like, well, no, I'm going to wait for it to come to me because I know that when I do, these are my numbers. So I feel that that's is also with sizing up. Sizing up is people ask me a lot about how do I size up without like, it freaks me out. And that I recommend the same thing. Go get your numbers so that you can you can know the stats and be more comfortable when you see the setups that you know how well you perform on appear. Gives you a lot more confidence in either taking or not taking that move. Yeah, TraderVue kicks ass. It's actually free. Now, if you take a gazillion trades a month, you'll have to probably pay like $10 a month. But I actually get away with just the free version, which is only like 500 trades a month or some I don't even get close to. I don't know. So yeah, I think that BCTX, the fact that it gapped up after the halt is actually impressive. I think it continues to come down here. I don't like to play halts. Sometimes they give you great opportunities, but I really, more often than not, will stay away. More than 100 per month is $29. Yeah, something like that. Shit, that's so worth it. Oh, somebody earlier asked me. I forgot to show you guys chart. Somebody asked me about trade ideas earlier. Let me show you what I actually use. It's free. And you don't need you don't need to use trade ideas. This is literally a free trade ideas. And it can give you alerts on certain strategies and stuff as well. Like crossing VWAP and things like that. So it's called Charts Watcher. And it's in beta testing, but it's free. And you can literally, chartswatcher.com, I think it is. You can literally go sign up right now, get a free beta, and and they'll give you the key right away, and you can have this set up in 10 minutes. And it is completely free. It's got its own back testing built into it. You can customize this dashboard to look however you want. There's all kinds of, you know, shit you can add. Overextended stocks, AMC, what a surprise. So yeah, that is what I recommend if you don't want to use trade ideas. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is literally free trade ideas. I mean, it's really that simple. It's missing a lot of the bells and whistles because it's still in beta, but yeah, no, it's this company, their goal was to make a free trade ideas. So yeah, this is, and look, they even have strategies. So like near high of day, near low of day, VWAP rejection, crossing VWAP, breakout after first hours, all kinds of stuff. Better, I don't know. I've actually not messed with the back testing personally. I just know that it's available. You can set up alerts. You can even configure your own alerts. See, so you can add your own strategies, right? So for instance, I would say, you know, trending up or whatever on the 5, you would filter. I mean, you can literally, and you can do all of this. You see, that's so nuts. But yeah, I mean, and it's literally free. Now it does occasionally freeze like this, but it is a beta test, so you know we take what we can get. But boom, we're right back in it. So it says that BCTX is halted again. There you go, and it is. See. My email. Like, literally right after fucking filling it out, I got emailed. Oh, where did I hear about it? Dude, I can't even remember. I can't even remember. Yeah, dude. I mean, like, the sign-up process literally takes like 5 seconds. I remember I was actually, when I stumbled upon it, I was like, dope. I was using the restroom, right? Like, I signed up on the, and I sit on the potty, I fill out my info, I sit my phone on the thing, on the sink next to me, I go to flush, I pick up my phone, and it was like, all right, here's your beta key. And I was like, damn, all right. And I was all excited, so I ran in here and, damn, I need to hit them up and be like, yo, listen, I'm sending people your way. Holla at your boy. Yeah, I have a 7-year-old. We gotta be careful what we call the bathroom around here. Alright, so BCTX, yeah, looking like it's, I'm still interested in this SLNO move, although I think that this base off of 1.4 is probably going to end up being some of the low here. I don't want to reassess the zone because I already feel like it's a bit overextended, so I'm just going to leave my zone here. All right, let's see. So, sorry, I was sending some work emails there. So BCTX is back unhalted. Oh yeah. So that was pretty much that level on SLNO is basically what we got. Mito. Didn't I remove Mito? See, it drives me crazy that everybody in the Momo is always looking for reversals. Cause I'm like, I don't give a shit about reversals, man. I don't know. I just look at this and I'm like, this looks terrible. It's crazy just how different people's minds can work, you know what I mean? Let's see what UONE looks like. Oh damn. Yeah, this is a banger. That's a banger right there, homies. EXPR is looking pretty good as well. It's they said UONE. Let's add it to the list. EXPR. Express is a Wall Street Bet sticker, isn't it? Express is doing quite well, actually. It looks like it's about to interact with pre-market highs, though, or it looks like it has, which is an interesting thought. You could take a pretty low-risk put here on Express. $5 put. Let's see what the mid price is right now for a put. Okay. SLNO still doing well. Doing too well. I wish it would come down, but, you know, here we are. Trying to assess a zone on UONE. I guess I would like 10 seems good. 1019 to 10 on UONE seems fair. Something like that. AMC, what did it do? Oh yeah, that's crazy too, right? I had a amazing zone on AMC that I made in the pre-market, and it ended up getting filled beautifully. So if you would have taken this AMC zone, you would have made fucking bank. I ended up not taking it because I was, you know, my account is kind of locked up right now till Friday or whatever. Damn, SLNO is ripping as well. New highs. Wowie. Oops. UONE looking sharp. Damn. A lot of good action, honestly. A lot of good action. SLNO just wants to go, man. So we'll have to reassess all of our metrics on SLNO here. I guess the best course of action would be to assume that this area holds and this area holds. What's that, 4 cents? That is a pretty good zone, though. Pretty good zone. I actually kind of like that. Even though it is small and it is high up. Low risk setup. SLNO 1.5 to 1.46. 1.46. So I like trades like this, even if it's like, well, this is really extended. And the reason for that is because I have a very obviously defined stop right here. So right here, I can say, yeah, this is the forfeiture of the trend. This is the bottom. So if this caves, I know that this, you know, is no longer the bottom and I don't want it in the move. So it's a very easily definable 4 or 5 cent stop to a, you know, 10, 12 cent upside or whatever. That's really, really good. You know, I know 12 cents doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you're in a ticker that's only up, you know, 50 or 30 cents on the day, 12 cents is a pretty sweet move. Yeah, if you took AMC options at my zone, phew, you'd be, and you're still holding them, that's the kicker. Those, you know, I scalped them, so as soon as it was up $1 or $2, I would have been out. You know, but yeah, you could have made bank on that trade for sure. Yeah, Charts Watcher has some really solid stuff. So Express, I'm still looking to see this rejection here at this 530 level. Damn, UONE flagged and then ripped. That's a pretty low flag on the 5-minute chart here. I love, one of my favorite patterns is a flag. So really nice flag there. We'll go ahead and reassess our zone then. Probably not a safe bet anymore. I still like that. Damn, I don't. That's so high up. Yeah, you're still looking at a pretty big come down on that one. Oops. Something like that, perhaps. That's more or less the exact same zone. I still like this action over here on SLNO if it'll come down to fill me. Especially now that the VWAP and the 20 are starting to come show some confluence with that zone. That's usually a good sign. Let's see if anything else is. BlackBerry is still kind of descending. SLNO is we're already looking at. Express is not doing a whole lot. Damn, BCTX got halted again. BCTX is on some crazy shit. That's like the 4th halt. Talk about an ascending triangle break. Good lord. All right, so SLNO, let's see if it comes to fill the zone here. The UONE is making some good moves. Man, this is some good tickers today. It's a shame though, and none of them are giving me an opportunity to fill. But those 2 AMC trades in the morning were enough to make a whole day. So, you know, I'm happy just watching. Yeah, Express is rejecting that area just like I thought. I took some puts, and they're already in the money, which is nice. That's one thing that sucks about playing really small cap options is that the spread has to be 5 cents. What do I know of warrants? So, a warrant is issued directly by the company, and they can be exercised, right? But the difference is, like with an option, a warrant is given; those shares are given to you by the company. So it's basically an agreement with the company in an effort to raise funds, right? So warrants, I mean, they're not always a picture perfect copy of what's taking place with the equity itself, but they usually are pretty close. You're looking at BCTX warrants, right? So let's look at the charts side by side really fast. Now some brokerages don't allow you to trade warrants. So yeah, you can see right here that I mean, look at these charts. They're pretty darn similar, right? You can make some decent money on warrants. You really can. There's some tickers that their warrants really respect their levels. I'm trying to remember, was BTX one of them once? But yeah, the warrants are not a bad idea if you're able to trade them, but you just have to be mindful that they are, you know, they are what they are. So sometimes their liquidity is going to be a lot worse. You can see that the volume is pretty negligible. You don't want to get trapped in an illiquid situation if you're like scalping or something. So yeah, SLNO is approaching Pound Town. Let's see what UONE is still doing here. So UONE, we're probably not going to get what we wanted out of. We'll probably have to reassess the zone up here. If I had to wager. Fuck it. We'll just delete it. If I had to guess a zone, it would be right here. Pretty easily defined stop. That's what I'd be watching. SLNO doesn't know if it wants to give us our zone fill or not. I mean, if you did descending bids, you would have gotten filled on... Oh, no, you wouldn't have. You would have been 0.003 cents off. Yeah, warrants are not a bad vehicle, for sure. Express might be interesting at the 508 to 510 range. Yeah, SLNO said no, sir. 168 to 139, or I'm sorry, 1068, 1039. UONE watching. What's going on every day? How you doing? Let's see what else we got. McSchmovin'. Oh, looks like AMC sold off. It did. Wow. Okay, so this is actually this is a good opportunity for us to discuss the short side here, right? So, you know, for the people that weren't here yesterday or whatever, when I was in a bad slump and I blew up my first account about 8 months ago or so, I had a guy that I found on TraderView actually, who I contacted and just picked his brain a little bit. And he is a mean reversion trader, primarily a short seller. And, you know, we talked a lot about his strategy and how he does stuff. And essentially, I was able to, you know, just kind of learn about the other side of things. And it helped me, you know, as I started to build my 2510 system on the long side, to take into account certain things, especially in trends. So I spoke about it earlier. I said when AMC opens, we want to see where it comes up to. We want to see it round off and create what would be a definitive lower high. So as a short seller, on the high time frame chart, you'd be looking at these areas, right? So you'd see that this starts to reject. This would be a great opportunity once it rounds off. So probably within this candle here. That way you have confirmation that this is, you know, the direction it's traveling. You would probably take an entry, right? And then you would average down, or, you know, add to your position up to the resistance that you deemed the bottom. And then you would risk the forfeiture of the trend, right? So you could take a brilliant short position here. Fill in this, you could add in this range. And I short large caps and stuff quite often. You could make a zone here, define stop here. You could have profit targets at previous areas of support and resistance. Oops. And this is what you would look for on a short side trade. So knowing that when you are, you know, long biased or what have you, is a good way to be like, okay, well, you know, I know what the shorts are looking at right now. And I'm going to formulate my opinion based on this, right? So I know that, you know, the shorts might be looking at that 41.95 as their stop. It's good information to have. I know that they might be adding in this zone. So if I see price coming up here, I don't want to be overly optimistic and be like, cool, it's coming back our way. Because I know that shorts are going to add in that zone, which is going to push it back down. So there's a lot of information that can be had just by knowing a little bit more about, you know, what other people like to do and what they're likely to do. So yeah, I'll be interested to watch this interaction here to see if it continues to sell off. Let's take a look. Good question. Oh, looks like we're getting a zone fill over here. Took longer than I would have anticipated, so I'm less confident in this move as it comes down here. We still would not have gotten filled. We're a cent off. But I do like the added levels of support here. The 20 and the VWAP give us some decent... Oh my god. Look at UONE go. Let's answer your question now. I got filled on the flag before the break on UONE got out at 11.42. How can you tell if stocks are going to pull back or rip again, or if they're overextended? That's a good question. So you got in at 11.42, or you got in at the flag. So you got in down here in this range and got out at 11.42. That's a really good trade, man. That's a brilliant trade. I would not be upset about it in the slightest. So there's a couple different ways, right? There's a couple different ways that you can go about deciding whether or not you want to scale out. Well, the first is to scale out, period. So if it breaks up here, you can take half and raise your stop to break even if you're optimistic about the stock going forward. If you're not, take your full profit. That's a huge trade. That's an amazing trade still. You know, so don't be upset about taking a good ass trade, because, you know, eventually you do realize that it could have gone more. There's a couple of different ways that you can assess whether or not you think the stock is toast, right? Or the whether or not you think that the stock is overextended or tired or what have you. The first way is one of my favorites is to just simply draw a trend line. So we're going to draw a trend line like that, right? A couple of things to consider. Oh, look at that. SLNO. Zone paid. Nice. You're looking at already a 10-cent move. Anyways, so yeah, there's a couple things you can do, right? In regards to knowing whether or not something's extended. So you can draw this trend line, and you can see that it's straight up, right? It's so sharp. And the issue with that is that, Dan, like, you could have taken that to high a day. That SLNO zone just went high a day. Hold on, I gotta flex in Discord. Gotta post some skunks in chat, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, sorry. When the trend is very sharp like this, it only requires 1 or 2 candles of selling off to forfeit the trend line, right? So let's say the next 10-minute candle is red, and it'll be over here. If the next candle after that is red, you're breaking the trend. People are going to notice that, and it's going to fall out. So sharpness of trend is a good way to identify how extended something is. If it's not taking time to rest and kind of, you know, pull back and slow down. BTX, ANVS, you know, they were very similar to that during their runs. You would like to see it come back to the highs of the previous rally before continuing upwards. Another really good, simple way to do it is to simply add an RSI. Now, I know people don't like to depend on indicators a whole lot, but and RSIs are kind of tricky with small caps, right? Because, you know, typically small caps are always overextended because they run on news. But you can see just how overextended. If you see it start to peak out into the, you know, the 90s on the RSI, you know, over 70 is what is considered overextended. So over 70, if you see it rallying like this, like, obviously we don't want to buy up here. We would wait for the RSI to come back down to 70 or below it to feel better about, you know, like, okay, this is a pullback. So if you would have added right here at the low of the RSI, you could have taken a good move. If you added this pullback on the RSI, you could have taken a good move. This pullback on the RSI, good move. So that's the RSI is kind of a cheat way to do it. But hey, you know, if it works, it works. I really love the RSI for large caps. Really love the RSI for large caps. But it's sometimes, you know, you don't have to build your whole strategy around it, but you can at least identify that, like right here, this is what I would consider a good pullback. So let's make a zone real fast, right? I would like this price to pull back to, using the RSI as a tool, I would like price to pull back to there, down to there. That gives us trend line support. I'm so confident in that, actually, that I'm going to call it out in Discord. And we'll see if it does get filled. I bet it goes. 159, 1159. UONE 1159 to 1121. I'm gonna look to add in the zone. Our stop loss will be right down here. Time in sales. I love watching the tape. I love watching the tape. Where do I insert my Dogecoin? What's going on, Kenny? How you doing? All right, so let's watch. Let's watch the oops. Let's watch the RSI, right? And let's see what the interaction looks like. Well, probably not on the high time frames. The low time frames, when you're looking to get dip ads, is primarily where you would look to see like how overextended is it. You can see that over up here in the peak, it was, you know, approaching the 90s. When you're in that area, you want to be careful. So again, UONE took a dip to the 70 on the RSI, and then it ripped shit. If you added here at the dip to the 70, you could have taken already a 50, 60 cent move. And as you can see, that's what the stock is doing today, right? That's what the stock is doing. It's going, pulling, it's trading sideways, going, trading sideways, going. Look right here on the RSI. You know, it shot up, bounced to 70, went up, bounced to 70, went up, bounced to 70. You see what I'm saying? I am watching two different stocks, viewing them three different ways. That's correct. I'm actually watching a third one on my other computer as well. So I watch three at a time. AMC, remember that short position I talked about when I was explaining, you know, a good way to look for if people are interested in taking a position short. Here we are. Here we are. Remember I said that this would be the zone you would add in. This would be your stop loss. This would be the move shorts look for. And boom, sure enough, we fucking nailed it. I mean, it literally came up to the zone. Shorts would have filled, averaged against that resistance, and now it's rejecting, and they have all of this downside available. So yeah, that was a good identification we had on that one. So AMC, SLNO, you know, AMC again. We're fucking killing it today. Good stuff. Yeah, now AMC, we're gonna look to, you know, come up here to this 20, this level of 40.61, maintain it, push off, and come down. You could have already covered for over $1 move, close to $1 move on the short side right there, if you were just scalping. UONE I still kind of like. I don't know that we'll get that fill. That's pretty extreme. We're probably looking at an area closer to like the $12 mark now. Yeah, you're probably looking at this range right here. But the fact that the rally didn't send it nearly as high tells you that it might be the time for the sell-off to take place. So no position here. You can see, like I mentioned though, right? So here's the trend line when we talked about how to identify if something's overextended. Here's our trend line right here. So here's a selling candle. If we get one more selling candle without a run up to continue staying on this side of that trend line, we're going to be below the trend. And when people see that, you have to assume that the other buyers and sellers are going to, you know, probably panic that one out. Damn it, I hate when this comes up. It doesn't ever go away. So you want this candle here to close and the next one to be green, this one to be green, something to that effect. Because any significant instance of selling off, because the trend rally is so sharp, is going to forfeit that trend. Do you trade through Webull or just chart? I do both. I do both. I used to just chart through Thinkorswim, but now I do both through Webull. I'm not sure. I might go back to just charting on Thinkorswim as well, just because like, you know, Webull's kind of shit. But it is what it is. Robin Hood. I'm interested to see this UONE interaction here. Yeah. So that's another good way to look at it, right? When you look at these pullbacks, especially on the higher time frames, you're gonna look at volume. This is the first instance we've had a significant break below the 70 on the RSI. You can look at the volume kind of coming in. You can see that the buy volume that pushed us up here is starting to, you know, descend a little bit. So we would watch this area of interaction on the support trend line, right? And we would see whether or not this volume, see the volume is dropping. So it's losing its pullback volume here. So if without a huge spike in sell volume and this trendline support bounce, we'd like to watch the interaction of this area here. If the volume doesn't beat out this previous volume, then we can feel pretty good about the fact that the sellers are you know, selling, and we can look to take a long entry right here at the trendline support. Risk very little. Risk, like if we enter right here, we can, you know, risk 20 cents or something like that to make just peeking out of our zone makes us more than that. So it's a really low risk setup here that you can really base a lot off of volume. You can use the RSI to tell you, yeah, it's starting to come back into what would be closer to a fair price. One thing to look at though is that this big volume is taking us less distance. So yeah, those are all things to take into consider. Damn, AMC just shit the bed. Guys, that short position though. That short position though, guys. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Damn. If you took that short, you just make bank. $3, $2, something like that. Beautiful. Look how it respected the plan. I love that because I used it as a teaching point, and it did exactly. It's a lot nicer to be able to teach something that does exactly what you say it's gonna do. Otherwise, you know, like you're like, trust me, just trust me. That's how it works most of the time, right? So UONE is now interacting with the zone here. This will be interesting to watch on the. Do you have to have a cash in margin? Have a cash margin amount when trading options? No, you don't. You don't. What's going on, Desu? How you doing? When you're saying long versus short, you mean holding? Oh no, yeah. So long is you want the price to go up, and short is the price to go down. So right here on AMC, I would have said, I think that the price is going down. And it did. So I would have made the difference. The difference of 41.20 down to 30.40. So dude, that's a huge trade. That's a huge fucking short right there. UONE interacting with the zone here. Just like we anticipated. You know, paying attention to the RSI, paying attention to the sharpness of the trend. If you wanted to take support of the zone, you could realistically make your stop somewhere down here, risk very little, and see that interaction. It's either going to pop or it's going to drop. Also, thank you, Kenny, for dispensing the foreplay, my friend. I'm hella late to work, but I want to see what UONE does. If you did take that short on AMC that we talked about, you would have covered right here at the 200 SMA, and you would have made, you know, $1.50 move or whatever. Super fat. All right, so UONE, look at that. We're peeking out of the zone. We're respecting the zone here. Trendline support. If you took an entry here at the trendline support, you'd already be up 20 cents. Is this your firm trading or your cash account? So this is actually my personal account, but I can't trade right now because I'm waiting for money to be moved to a different style of account. So I'm basically just having to watch for a little bit. I'm taking options on a really small. What? Okay, I was about to say, what the fuck? Yeah. So I'm taking options on a really small account that I have like a couple bucks in. Just to be trading. I want to see what this UONE does here. I want to see if we were to take that trade, would we have been stopped out? Damn, I have Fisker $15 strikes. And they're all up pretty well today as well. So that AMC trade would have been big time. It rejected even through the 200. Look at that. You could have covered half here at the 200, moved your stop to break even. You could have taken over a $2 short right there for fucking, oh my god, what a move, dude. What a move. See, this is what shorts look for. They look for these lower highs, and then they pile in. They give themselves a zone, just like I do if I'm going long. Define stop right up here. Sometimes it's even easier to short because the stops are so well defined. You know that if it breaks above this, that this is no longer the high. Very simple. I went out. And then you cover it at major levels of support and resistance. Major indicators. So, okay, here's a good instance over here where we are now, at the tipping point of forfeiting trend. If this does not go green up here and get above, it's going to forfeit the trend to the downside. And, people are going to either panic sell or what have you. So it has to go up for this move to continue. But it's looking pretty bad on the 10 in my opinion. I think it comes down to probably test the 11.25, 11.30 range. Depending on where VWAP might be at the time, it might be closer to 11.50, but let's see what we got. Still trying to ride that trend line support. Well, shit, I'm super late for work, so I will be watching from Discord. Good luck for the rest of the day trading, guys. I will see you tonight for a trade review or tomorrow for some more trading. Always a pleasure. Have a great rest of your day and make some fucking money, guys. Oh, UONE, there it goes. Good shit. Bye.